Hi, in this video, we're going to talk about the new look and feel update for iLearn that will be taking place on July 30th. We'll go over the course navigation tool, content icons, and the gradebook. Let's take a closer look at these features. Now I know what you're thinking. It looks totally different. While it may seem that way up front, the way iLearn works is still the same. But let's go over what actually has changed. Before the update, you probably accessed your courses from this menu here on the left, or possibly from the course widget here. In the new update, the first thing you may notice is that the course navigation tool has changed. To get to your course in the new iLearn update, you go to the same area, but now there's a grid or waffle icon on the right side, or the course widget is still available. You'll notice that the image on the course icon now shows up as a banner on the course homepage. The image that appears in these places is a customizable feature, so you can easily add or change the image associated with your course. You should be aware that in the past, icons were located next to the items in the content section of iLearn to signal what kind of item it was. For example, the icon with a question mark indicates a quiz, the icon with two bubbles indicates a discussion board, and so forth. In order to improve aesthetics, items in the content page no longer have icons indicating what file type they are. To avoid confusion, it is highly recommended that instructors name items with a title that specifies the file type. Here we can see that this is a quiz because of its name. The fastest way to do this is to select the bulk edit tool and quickly change the title of each item. If instructors have any questions about naming conventions, they can call the Faculty Technology Center for suggestions. The gradebook interface has also been improved. The course navigation bar is now fixed in place, which means that when you scroll sideways, it will not move. Previously, all the menu tabs would move with the screen when you scrolled horizontally. Another new feature is these left and right arrows that will shift the view to the next grade items, which reduces the need for horizontal scrolling. If you feel that navigating the gradebook takes too many clicks, you may consider hiding grade columns. You can search the iLearn help guides on how to do this or call the FTC. The biggest change and a key focus of the design of the new iLearn update is its responsive web pages. As the size of the browser window changes, all the content on the page adjusts accordingly. This is cool because as the window gets really small, there's no need to scroll sideways. In the old iLearn, if we make the window smaller, you would have to start scrolling from side to side to see the whole screen. Now, in the new iLearn update, you'll see as we shrink the window size, the content adjusts, and as it gets smaller, things adjust to stay on the screen. The ability to see things on a small screen means that navigation on a mobile device is much more pleasant, thus making iLearn more accessible in a wider variety of scenarios. While the website is now responsive, content also needs to be responsive for optimal usage on mobile devices. PDFs are an example of content that is not responsive. In review, the look of iLearn will be updated on July 30th. To get to your courses, look for the waffle icon. The content icons are now gone. The look and feel of the gradebook has been improved. But even with all these updates, the functionality of iLearn and the way it works is still the same. If you have any questions, you can call the FTC. This video provides a basic overview of the substitution and waiver workflow. This tool was designed to replace the paper process and increase the efficiency and accuracy of processing substitution and waiver requests. The process begins with the submission of a request, typically by an advisor, department chair, or faculty member who we will call initiators. The student is notified by an email sent to his or her BYU Idaho email account that a request has been submitted. The request is routed to a table in the workflow, containing substitutions and waivers that have been pre-approved at the department level. If a match is found between the student's request and the pre-approvals, the substitution or waiver is automatically applied to the student's degree audit in the student information system. The student is then notified via email. If the request is not one that is pre-approved, it is moved in the workflow to a decision maker, typically the department chair or designee over the program where the required course is found on the student's degree audit. The decision maker has four options. They can approve the request, deny the request, reassign the request to another designee to approve or deny, or request more information from the student or another employee. Let's examine what happens when one of these options is selected. When a request is approved, it is directed to the Student Information System, where it is applied to the student's degree audit. The student then receives an email notification. Approving the request provides the decision maker an option to add the request to the pre-approved table to accommodate similar requests in the future. Future requests that do not match the program type or the catalog year will continue to route to the decision maker for review. If a decision maker denies a request, the student will receive an email notification that includes comments from the decision maker about why the request was denied. When reassigning a request to another decision maker, the original decision maker will indicate whether that reassignment is a one-time occurrence or if it is ongoing. For all reassigned requests, the assigned decision maker will receive an instructional email requesting action and containing a link to the request. If a decision maker requires additional information to consider in approving or denying a request, the workflow provides an email template for the decision maker to specify what information is needed. An email is sent to the individual with a link to the request. Upon accessing the request, the student or employee submits the requested information. An email is sent to the decision maker indicating the requested information has been submitted. Navigating to the request allows the decision maker to review the information and approve or deny the request. Users who encounter an issue with the workflow can use the Report a Bug feature. This will notify IT of the issue and where in the workflow the problem was encountered. Decision makers are strongly encouraged to act promptly on the submitted requests in order to provide a positive experience for students, and to avoid issues with program applicability and financial aid determination dates. Users who have questions or require assistance in using the workflow should contact the advising center that services their college or the degree audit unit in the Student Records and Registration Office.
Hi, this is Levesson. In this part of my application, we will try to explain in 5 minutes and demonstrate the scripts that I have submitted in my application. So let's do it. So in order to run this script, you have to be using Maya and the script editor. And also make sure under Windows, setting preferences, and then preferences, under selection, make sure that the track selection order is enabled, just because I'm using the selected object as a source in my code. Okay, so the first piece of code generates random instances of the selected object. So basically what it does, we have a for loop and I'm generating 42, let's put 40, so it will generate 40 instances of this select object. So it's gonna be in a random position, as you can see here, in the space, and also the rotation is gonna be random. I'm using a random seed, like I declared in the beginning in the Maya library to do that. And also the size, I will use that seed to also have a random size. Okay, so the object is already selected. Let's run this, and now we have 40 instances of the gear, right? Of course, we can do it using Maya, maybe a duplicate special, but it's not gonna be random, and the position is not gonna be random as well. So can be a quick way to generate like a random object in this space. Okay, so it can be useful, this piece of code. All right, so the second piece of code, we have to select more than one object. So let's do this. Let's select the platonic first, and let's use here the outliner, and I will select all the gears. So let's just scroll down here and select all the gears. So okay, everything's selected. Remember that the platonic was the first one. So basically what this piece of code does, it points all the objects selected towards the first object. So that's why we select the platonic first, so all the gears is gonna aim towards the first object. So let's do it and let's run the code. Alright, as you can see now, if I move the platonic, the pivots of the gears are towards the platonic, and that can generate a really cool effect. So of course we can do it also in Maya, but it can take more time, and is really nice knowing how to do it, because we can implement another script using this tool. And the last one, that's my favorite, it generates a user interface and creates an animation. So let's this one we can just run it. So let me change here just size, just so the user can change the size of the window. So let's run it. So array, doesn't have to be selected right now, so just run it. Okay, so now it creates this user interface right here called set rotation. Basically what this interface does, we select the frame range. So let's set 600 here just to see. Okay, and then let's put here also 600. So from 1 to 600 is going to create a rotation, and here we can choose the axis. So here let's use the y-axis. So let's select all the gears are selected. So let's run it. Okay, so now if I play, we can see that it creates an animation from frame 1 to 600 from the gears. So that's really cool. And let's also apply the same tool to the platonic, but in this time let's rotate the x-axis. So let's run it. So also the platonic is gonna be like rotating. So now you can see this animation from frame 0 to 600. And if I move, let's exit this. Let's stop here. again, it's just the axis that's being animated. So if I move this one right here and I play, you can see everything's still like rotating, keeping the same pivot point that is the platonic, and that's cool. So that's my explanation of my piece of code. I hope you like it. I was trying to make something related to animation because I believe that this major, the CS with emphasis in animation, is gonna be like that. Like you have to code using Maya tools. So that's really cool. It's the first time I'm doing that. I'm really excited to learn more about that because I love animation and I love coding. So that could be cool. So thanks so much for having me here and watching this video. So thanks so much, and I really hope to be part of the animation team at BYU. Thank you so much.